All right, g'day everyone, and welcome back to Nadlin Forum Podcast Daily. I'm Ruby, here with Lior, and we are diving into something that feels straight out of Black Mirror, but with slightly less dystopia, how AI is transforming mortgage servicing. Lior, when I first saw the outline for today's chat, I sort of thought, three faces of AI, like, is this a Greek tragedy, or are we getting technical? But actually, it's such a good way to break things down. Predictive, generative, and agentic AI. You want to kick off with predictive? That's kind of the OG when it comes to AI in this space, right?
Yeah, exactly. Predictive AI is where most companies have started. It's like you feed it the history, loan performance, payment trends, all the numbers. And it'll tell you which loans might go south before anyone misses a payment. And Ruby, you remember, we talked about that sort of early warning stuff when we covered refinance surge in episode 8. But now these tools can go so much deeper, flagging compliance issues, or even spotting which customers might prepay or churn. The point is to get ahead of problems, not just react after they're in your face.
Totally, but there's a catch, right? I actually interned at a lender ages ago, back in uni, and stuck doing data entry. And honestly, half their insights from the predictive models were just wrong because the data was all over the place. So I might be wrong about this, but even the flashiest model is only as good as the info you shove into it. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
You're not wrong. If you feed the system incomplete or bad data, it's going to miss stuff or even send you chasing the wrong loans. But then comes generative AI, which is newer. Now we see it used to write those big tedious compliance reports that used to, steal 2 days of everyone's lives. It can draft customer messages, update investor reports, interpret federal guidelines. Things that always needed a human. Now you get a first draft instantly, and you just review and tweak.
And then you've got the agentic stuff, which to me feels slightly sci-fi. Like AI that doesn't just suggest, but actually goes and does things, catches a doc error, fixes it, logs it, all on its own. No big, are you sure you want to proceed? Prompt, just does it. How far do you reckon agentic AI should actually go with decisions, Lior? I mean, is there a danger in giving it the keys to the vault, so to speak?
That's the real question. Right now, most companies set the limits pretty tight. The AI fixes routine doc mistakes, not underwriting or anything risky. But long term, there's a debate. Where do you draw the line between speeding things up and keeping a human in the loop for anything complex? It's a balance. But the foundation for all of this is still data quality. It sets the ceiling for how smart your AI can be.
And speaking of things speeding up, customer experience is a whole other game now. Back when we did that episode on real estate agents and tech, I remember we talked a bit about chatbots, but servicing has just rocketed ahead, hasn't it? Lior, those virtual assistants can handle hundreds of chats at once?
Yeah, I've seen pilots where an AI assistant was handling over 100 customer conversations at the same time, day or night. Wait times went down to almost zero, and I think I might get this wrong. Resolution rates jumped around 73% on the first contact. No hold music, no cue, just your answer in 2 minutes or less. That's wild.
Totally wild. And it's not just customer support. AI is quietly running the numbers on which borrowers are likely to refinance, want to sell, or maybe about to prepay. Instead of just spamming, hey, want to refinance, emails to everyone, they're scoring each client. Only the folks most likely to actually need the message get it. That's so much less annoying. I mean, targeted, right? And you get proper measurements like prepayment risk scores and all that.
Yeah, it's super data-driven now. I was part of a pilot in New York where the AI flagged people with rising home equity and falling rates. They got personalized refinance offers before they even thought to shop around. The churn rate, that's customers leaving for another lender, dropped a lot. I mean, not zero, but a real dent. Those targeted touches actually made people stick around.
And it's not like the AI is going all robo-nag, right? Generative models now test little message tweaks, checking what people actually open or ignore. The whole thing feels more human, ironically. But Lior, have you seen any drawbacks? Like, are there folks who just don't like chatting with bots for their mortgage?
Yeah, there's always some resistance. Some people want to talk to a real person when it's about their biggest asset, not a virtual agent. That's why the human team is still crucial. The AI handles repetitive questions, so the staff can focus on trickier, more personal stuff. It's, how do you say? AI becomes a teammate, not a replacement. We saw complaints actually drop after the transition because, humans weren't stuck answering, "When's my payment due?" all day. They had time for the stuff that matters.
And behind the scenes, it's incredible how quick things have gotten. I heard a story just last week from a compliance officer. She used to spend a week getting a batch of loans audit ready. Now it's done in a day. That's all down to these new document processing tools and early compliance risk alerts. Absolute time saver and honestly, a lot less stressful for everyone.
Yeah, and look, it's not only about speed. AI is catching errors before they become fires, optimizing the workflow, and even predicting which deals might go sideways. But the magic, or maybe the hard part, is always making sure the data feeding the AI is clean. A single bad property tax record can mess up a whole file. Data hygiene is not glamorous, but it makes the difference.
Oh, for sure. And the other big topic is trust. Folks always worry the minute you roll in a new system, is this thing going to make my job disappear? But honestly, that compliance officer I spoke to, she was relieved the AI shaved off the grunt work but didn't replace her. If anything, she got to spend more time on thorny, interesting customer cases, not just endless box ticking.
Yeah, exactly. Adoption hinges on transparency. When people see how the sausage is made, they get curious, not scared. That's why in the pilots I've seen, you give staff the controls, let them play, and let them see the AI as a tool, not the enemy. And over time, the system gets smarter, so the team benefits with every new iteration.
And that's kind of the point, right? AI here isn't about robots taking over. It's about making what works work better. It's a partner, not an endpoint. And as the tech evolves, so do the people using it. All right, that's us for today. Lior, thanks as always for your brain power, mate.
Thanks, Ruby. Always a pleasure. And thanks everyone for listening in. We'll be back real soon with more on mortgages, tech, and where it's all heading. Take care.
Catch you next time on Nadlin Forum Podcast Daily. Bye.